Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Elite Sports. I'm here with my co-host, Adam Shifty, and we also have another guest. He's been on here before, another Broncos fan, loves his team. Both of these guys are ecstatic. They are happy. Their team's on it too, right? These two guys have been talking about the Broncos now for a while. They made some predictions last year. I think the last time we had them on was, during the playoffs, or the last game or the first game of the playoffs. Unfortunately, things didn't work out well for them that specific game, but the Broncos are back on top. They are one of the best teams in the NFL. I believe you guys are first place, right?
Yep.
Number one seed.
In the NFL and the AFC for sure. Just beat the Chiefs. Nobody gave you guys a chance in that game. Everybody was saying that you guys were not going to win that game. So, first of all, how do you guys feel?
Honestly, I'm not surprised. You know, first and foremost, I was expecting us to win that game, even though we didn't have Pastor Tan and Alex Singleton, and obviously J.K. Dobbins going down was going to be tough. But it was just another Bronco game. You know, it came down to the wire. Bo Nix is clutch. He's proven that. I mean, I don't know how Adam felt about it, but I was expecting to win.
Shit, dude. No lie. I mean, I thought we were gonna have a bigger win. I thought this was going to be Bo Nix's breakout game with him and
Franklin.
So I thought Sutton was going to have at least, 100 yards. I thought Sutton was going to go up as well. I just thought this was a game for our offense, truly blow up. There was a lot of success towards the end, as always, but, I really thought that it was going to start off early. I mean, it looked like it was going to happen that way. I mean, at the beginning of the game, it looked like we're about to just start scoring and just stopping them, and then just started to slow down. Because it still is the Chiefs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, they didn't give you guys a chance. All the critics, all the sports analysts, people we personally know who hate the Broncos, right, told all week we're telling my brother over here that they were going to lose, that this is going to be the game where they got checked, and they went out there and handled business. And to be really honest, I mean, Bo Nix should be 3-0 against his football team, considering that first game they played him, that ridiculous block kick. So you guys should really be 3-0 against the Chiefs in the last 3 games. But, obviously that happened. I wasn't shocked. I mean, I know of the Broncos because of my brother, right? He talks about them all the time. And the only episode we did this season regarding the Broncos, everything he said about the team has been on point. He's made predictions. Even the way you guys are winning, he's made those predictions too. So, I'm I know about the Broncos because of him. I'm happy for you guys, right? So, moving forward, what do you guys see? Do you guys continue to see the success? Are there going to be any bumps on the road? What do you guys think? What are some of the predictions you guys are going to make?
Take it, bro. Go.
Yeah, I see the toughest game is going to be the Packers, for sure. Because especially coming towards the end of the year, NFC. They got some dogs in the NFC right now as well. Just like your Buccaneers, they got a chance as well. Start making some moves towards the end. So I think with these, like the Packers, they're going to, and Jacksonville could be somebody too. All these people are going to start making these playoff moves, especially for the wild card, if not their division. So we're going to have, I'd say Packers and Jacksonville could be tough ones, but I don't see any fear in the AFC West right now. I'm not fearing the Chargers. I'm definitely not fearing the Chiefs. And, the Raiders will play us tough every time, so they're always kind of a question mark for me because it's the freaking Raiders. But Chargers and, Chiefs, I don't see them matching up with the Broncos good or well, especially as we get better. I see more success from Bo Nix for sure. And RJ Harvey, I could see him breaking out towards the end of this year as well.
For sure.
I think going back to your point as far as the Chiefs game, I thought this was going to be a RJ Harvey type game. Like, he was going to blow up. He was going to have like a dominant performance. I was talking a big storm about him. As far as expectations, I think guarantee for sure one playoff win. I'm not worried about the Steelers. I'm not really worried about the Bills, considering we played against them last year. The Colts, we should have beat the Colts. So realistically speaking, I'm not really too worried about that. And Danny Dimes, I don't know how long that's gonna last, but we'll see.
Anyway, he's starting to break down. I'm noticing his stats. He's not playing as well. that team has been extremely lucky, to be honest. And even in that game when you guys lost to them, that you should have beaten that team. Really,
It hasn't been called all year.
Yeah, I know.
We're the only one that got called for that.
Yeah.
Only team all year.
Like, I think it was like 50 years, bro. Like, it's not even all years. It's been like 50 years.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. Anyways, like, that being said, I did predict that we were going to win the AFC West. I did not see the number one seed. Like, that part to me was crazy. I thought the Ravens were going to be a more dominant team. The same with the Bills. But seeing how the AFC is right now, it's wide open. You know, I don't really fear the Colts. I don't fear the Steelers. I'm not really too worried about the Jacksonville Jaguars, considering that, you know, the elite defense that we have. I would say that one team that I would not want to see in the playoff race will be the Chiefs. I feel like the Chargers might slowly trend down, considering all the injuries that they have, and that might be the team that they take over. But moving forward, if we can get that number one spot, that'd be freaking sick.
Yeah, I mean, we get two. We could possibly play Chiefs the first game of the playoffs if we stay at if we get number 2. So, you know, I think Broncos can keep that one. I'm not worried about anybody else besides, you know, I think the Patriots just have, I mean, their schedule, you know. The Patriots, you know, they could be a fluke as well as the Colts. The only ones I really do fear in the AFC right now is obviously, you know, Josh Allen. But that's going to be some kind of AFC championship game if we see the Bills. We won't see them till the end if we keep this first seed.
No, for sure. I think the more powerful teams are on the NFC, to be honest. You know, teams like the Rams, like teams like the Eagles, obviously defending champs. And I mean, say what you want about the Niners, but they've still been winning games, you know? And then obviously you guys just been unhealthy as far as the Bucs go.
Oh yeah,
healthy and a brutal schedule. I don't think we played anybody below 500 this whole year. Everybody we played is a playoff team, you know, like the Lions, the Bills, Patriots back to back. We get the Rams this Sunday. I mean, who made up the schedule with all the injuries? I mean, so anywho, this is not about my team. It's about you guys. I will have my own episode about the Bucs. So yeah, you know, you guys are 9-2. They're on top of the division. I agree with you. I don't see anybody in that conference that can really compete with you as far as, like, you know, beating you. And one thing that's impressive about the defense is how good they're playing without PS2. It's just amazing that they were able to still keep these teams, you know, under 20 points most of these games. It's unheard of in today's NFL. So I know that you had some hot takes. I know that you had, at least I was told, about certain changes that you would like to see about your team, considering, you know, how well the defense is playing, right? Do you want to talk about that, or is that something you want to, you know, maybe mention some other time?
Honestly, you know, the things I feel that need to change, you know, is definitely offense. I'm starting to really think, you know, Sean Payton, you know, he's known, he's got history, you know, he's a vet, he's a Super Bowl winning coach. I'm starting to think that maybe we're running this offense this way because he's just building all of this up for the playoffs. You know, he don't want to show everything so early. I'm still, like, questioning these screens. Like, is that something we're going to attack in the playoffs, or, like, why do we still do it? So I'm super annoyed with that. You know, the screens are they just look sloppy. I mean, that trick play they tried to run last on the Chiefs, where they try to have RJ Harvey throw it. I'm just like,
not only that, but the Cortland Sutton one on third.
The Cortland Sutton, you know, it's like, is Sean Payton just building this masterpiece of a playbook in the background and then just trying to see what his advantages are, you know, right now, and trying to take what he can get? But then, you know, I don't know. I truly feel that he might just be building this playbook, this secret playbook for the playoffs. You know, because the way that we played the Raiders was like, it just seemed like it was consistent play calling with bad play calling, the same kind of runs, the same kind of screens and all that. but there is no huge changes against the Raiders. Like if Sean Payton's like, I don't want to show the Chiefs too much. They got a bye week right now. They're probably watching this game right now, so I'm not going to show them anything. I was at that game. That was probably the worst freaking Bronco game I've ever been to. It was honestly, it was like the Broncos had the W in their hand, and they're like, here, take it, Raiders. And the Raiders like, no, we don't want it. Like, that's just how bad it was, man. They were giving it to the freaking Raiders, those punts. It was just crazy. And that, the thing I want to see is, I'm hoping, okay, because we can all question that offense. Is it Bo Nix, not sophomore year? He's still trying to find his wide receivers. I mean, obviously who does he go to most of the time? Troy Franklin. Who's he played with all the way through college? Troy Franklin. So that makes sense to me. It could be that or, play calling, but I'm hoping, I truly hope that this is all just a game plan for Sean Payton and Bo Nix. It's just they're planning to go to the playoffs right now. Like, our defense is doing great. They have some awesome offensive plays, but they're drop passes. Honestly, the offense could look a lot better as far as receiving yards, but we are dropping a lot of balls as well. So it's not just Bo Nix.
And overthrows.
Yep. And these are overthrows and bad passes for 45 to 60-yard plays. They're not like little short, passes out there. These guys are dropping. They're dropping and getting overthrown on these huge plays. So once those things click, no one can say anything about Bo Nix. It's just a matter of the play calling clicking and Bo Nix just being consistent with those wide receivers, and RJ Harvey's just going to take off after that. Once we open up this pass game.
I mean, like one thing like we were talking about, I mean, if you look at our team and how it's built, most of our money and most of how the team has invested has been in the defense. So naturally, it only makes sense that our identity is the defense. PS2 paid, Zach Allen paid, Benito paid, Jonathan Cooper paid. We brought in Dre Greenlaw, we brought in Hufanga, we drafted Jade Barron. So we already had depth with, McMillan, so and with Riley Moss. So to me, it kind of makes sense that we're winning with defense because that's where our talent. That's who we are. We're a defensive team. We're gonna play old school football in a new age era, and that's what I love about this team right now. It feels like we have Von Miller and Champ Bailey with PS2 and Nick Bonito, and that's kind of crazy. But as far as the whole offense goes, like you said, he's only really played with Troy. Like, a lot of these guys are young, dude. Pat Bryant, rookie year. Troy Franklin, second year. Evan Ingram was supposed to be the big signing, the big, joker free agent, but he hasn't really stepped up into that role as much as I like. He's had a lot of those drop passes, Cortland Sutton, in my opinion, needs more targets. He should be getting fed how Troy Franklin's getting fed.
Totally.
Because I don't know if you saw, come fourth quarter, who was he looking for? Cortland Sutton. And who's making those catches? Cortland Sutton. Time and time again, whether it's Russell Wilson, whether Case Keenum, it don't matter who. It don't matter. This guy is a bona fide stud. He doesn't have the speed, but he can go up and get it, bro. Like he'll win the one-on-one battles each time. So I think he just needs to get more targets, and not only that, but we need to design more running plays for Bo. He's a big guy. Like what the Bills do with Josh, we should be doing that.
Oh yeah.
What the Saints did with Taysom Hill, we should be doing that. Because Bo can run. He's shown that he's got legs.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it too, man, the chemistry with Evan Ingram there's no chemistry at all right now. And, a lot of the passes to Ingram, you can tell there's no chemistry because he's underthrowing the guy. He's throwing it behind him most of the time. Like he can't find the speed that Evan Ingram has right now. And you know what? All the things we're talking about our offense right now is like, it makes me feel so great right now as a Bronco fan. Like, these are just little things that are just this once they start clicking, with this defense, we're possibly blowing people out. We have we're the NFL team with the most punts. And that blows my mind. The most punts. And look how much points they put on.
Not only that, but I want to bring this up real quick. We're also second in penalties.
Yeah, second penalties and the most punts. like that should scare the NFL. You know, all these analysts on ESPN, Fox News, it's like, how are they not seeing these numbers and being like, oh my God, like if this team starts getting if they start clicking on offense just a little bit, dude, we're blowing teams out because the amount of time that our defense is on the field and the stops that we get, the 3 and outs and all that, if our offense could just hold the ball, move it down there and score, I mean, we're a great red zone offense. It's just we got to get there. You know, we have to get there. And, you know, like it does feel good. And honestly, I mean, just talking about this again, I really don't really fear much teams. It's on us. Like, it's us. If we don't click, if we don't do what we got to do, we're losing. It's not that these teams are going to be better than us. I feel like we got the best talent on the field. We're young. We got plenty of chemistry. And, yeah, we're a little banged up, but not too banged up. You know, PS2, you know, I don't think he comes back after the bye. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I actually was reading an article that PS2 and Singleton, because I'm not sure if you're aware that Singleton was obviously recovered from like testicular cancer that they covered on like a random drug test that they did on him.
Yeah,
crazy, right? And so both of them should be coming back off the bye. So I mean, Jaden Daniels is going to be playing in that game, but even if he does, if he plays, he doesn't play, I'm not scared of the Commanders, bro. Like the way the way we've been riding right now, like we're not gonna lose to the Commanders. Like looking at the schedule, how it's gonna look, I feel like we got a couple more W's coming our way. We got the Commanders. I feel like that's gonna be a W. The Raiders play us well, but at the end of the day, they got trash Geno, bro. Like,
they have nobody.
They got nobody. You know, at the end of the day, they need to lose because they need a high draft pick.
The Raider fans, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Charger fans, even some Eagle and, you know, Giants fans, yo, they're trading their jerseys in, and now they're wearing Bronco gear. I'm like, what? Oh, now we're winning, your team's losing. Like, it's crazy. I'm not lying to you. There's Chiefs fans that live here in Colorado that are now being like, yeah, but I mean, I've always kind of been a Bronco fan. Because, honestly, they could see this youth that we have. And this is not an old veteran team finally clicking and winning now. This is a young team that's clicking now at a point that they're very young, very youthful, you know, and they're only going to get better.
While we're paying Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Still paying that guy?
Still paying him.
Still paying him.
Still paying him. So look.
So the Steelers too. Well, no, the Steelers only have that 1 year. Never mind.
Yeah. So, like, come Raiders, yeah, like, they play us hard, but that's a W right there. Packers, I've been telling our buddy, like, you guys just don't have weapons. I'm sorry. Like we're going to blanket your guys. Our pass rush is going to get there. We might break the sack record that day. You know, Jaguars, it's going to be another home game. You know, like, we've been undefeated at home, bro. Like, same thing.
Yo, the stadium is popping, man. This Denver's feeling it right now. I mean, it's all highs right now in Colorado. I mean, we got the Avalanche too. You know, we got the Nuggets, but our Broncos are back. We are a football state.
Yeah, I heard that there's been like 0 losses at every team.
No, we're killing it. You know, the vibes in Colorado for sports right now is insane. It's insane because our Nuggets were kicking butt, our Avs were kicking butt, but it feels different when our Broncos are losing. You know, we can't embrace the Nuggets like we want to. We do, but it's just weird. When this city is winning and the Broncos are winning, it's a whole nother life, dude. It's insane. The sports here in Colorado right now is just insane. And just because the Broncos are winning as well, it's crazy, man. I'm telling you, like, you can't, like, going to these Bronco games. There was a lot of Raider fans the last few years I went to the Bronco Raider fans. This year, it was like the Raider fans didn't even want to show up. They knew. It was just full on orange. Like, you guys heard Tony Romo, right? At the beginning of the game, what did he say? This is the loudest stadium I've been to all year. And he gets all the primetime games. You know, he's a big Chiefs fan. We all know that.
He loves.
We all know he's a Mahomes fan.
He's like a Chris Collinsworth, dude.
Yeah, it's horrible. You know, it's like, bro, just tell us how you feel. We already know. Like, come on, bro. So honestly, it's electric right now. You know, that Mile High Magic right now is definitely in the air. It's in the air, man. And it feels good, you know, because, like I said, Denver, the amount of disrespect we've had in that 8-year gap, and if you think of Broncos history, you know, I've seen a lot of success me being 33. I saw 3 Super Bowls, and I saw some, I got the Tim Tebow years. I just had these great years of Broncos. Maybe we didn't go to the Super Bowl or nothing like that, but we've always been a good fighting team. And we lost a lot of respect in these last 8 years. We get a Super Bowl let's just say, if we get a Super Bowl this year, we're tied with the Chiefs again. We're tied for Super Bowls with the Chiefs. So it's like they did all that time. Chargers didn't do anything in these 8 years. Raiders didn't do nothing in this 8 years. And the only team that's actually been doing it is the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are actually going to the Super Bowl and winning. That's the AFC West right there. If we're not in it, whoever's in the AFC West is going to take over and be in it for us. It's the AFC West is just a battle. It's just a battle conference every division every freaking year. It builds champions. No lie. It's just that division, man. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, nothing but good things to say about the Broncos. There really isn't any negative things. And just to I guess add to the whole Champagne thing, seeing him in my division all those years, right? He's gonna get it together. I mean, when he was there in New Orleans, every year they kicked their ass, right? Every year, I don't think there was a year where we swept them, right? If anything, it was the opposite. Of course, we had some bad years too during that time, but I see what he can do. He built the Saints, one of the worst franchises in the history of the NFL, was able to make winners out of them. And what he's done just in 2 years with your football team, considering everything that's happened in the last 8 years with you guys, doesn't shock me, right? The offense is going to click eventually. Your defense is right there, like you guys said. It shouldn't be a problem. Honestly, I think this team can dominate that division for a long time if the offense clicks. And, I'll be happy for you guys, again, considering that my brother's a Broncos fan. Anytime his team plays, right, against the team that's not my team, I kind of root for his team, So really, really happy for you guys. But you only have a few more minutes left, left here. So is there anything else that you guys wanted to cover that you really want to say? Any hot takes for any non-believers of the Broncos? Any predictions that we haven't said?
Chiefs lose this week. They're not. I don't think they're going to the playoffs, man. So I got that.
That's gonna be kind of a tough one right there. I guess my prediction is gonna be, we're obviously gonna win the AFC West. It's ours to lose now, and now it's gonna really a battle for the number 1 seed, which is pretty crazy to me. I didn't think we were gonna be in that round, but looking at the schedule, I think that's quite a possibility that we might get that first round bye, and then all things considered.
That's what benefits us with this Colts-Chiefs game. Mm-hmm. Division's already ours. Chiefs win this week.
It helps us out.
Good for us.
Chiefs lose. Fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah, if the Chiefs lose, they might be out because they got the Cowboys. I'm not saying the Cowboys are a good team. It's just that defense is going to start clicking with those trades here soon, and it's going to be it could be against the Chiefs when they play the Chiefs. So, it's a win-win on Sunday. We get to relax. There's nothing to worry about. And like I said, it's Colts and Chiefs. It's a win-win. It's a win-win, man. No matter what.
Yeah, and then one thing, like you said, bro, the NFL should be scared of us. Somebody's been bringing up all these facts, Bo Nix, most air yards missed. I'm like, you're seeing it wrong, bro. Most air yards missed, and we're 9-2. So imagine when that starts clicking. Y'all still looking for a quarterback. Ours just needs to fix one mistake, and that's it. Our receivers need to make catches, and our quarterback needs to start hitting his targets. And as a wide receiver, I get it. Not every quarterback is always going to get your speed. You got to have that rhythm. You got to have that timing. You got to build up the chemistry. So slowly but surely, it's going to get there.
And think about who he throws to, dude. You got Evan Ingram. You got Marvin Mims. You got Sutton. You got Pat Bryant. You got Troy Franklin. All those 5 different those are all different kind of wide receivers, man. You got to adjust to all 5 different kind of wide receivers you have in the league. Sutton's a big monster dude, go up and get the ball. Pat Bryant's got some size, but he's got the speed. Same with Troy Franklin. You got a little guy with Mims that just has crazy speed, and his route running is insane. And then you got Evan Ingram that's also a speedster, but his route running is insane as well. he's throwing to these different kind of receivers, and they're very, very young. This is chemistry that they're building right now as this season goes on. And last year, we didn't have, Evan Ingram last year. We didn't have, we weren't using Troy Franklin like we're using him this year, and Mims was kind of like that screen kind of guy. And, Mims has been out. That's another thing, that special teams, man, when Mims is in there, it's great. Special teams is huge, especially, when we get the ball and we get Bo Nix some more room. If you think about that last guy we had to bring in from the practice squad, he had those drops that could have cost us the game. It just totally affects the Broncos. Now we got Mims back. I actually cannot wait. I get to see him. I'm gonna go get his autograph tomorrow. That's actually who I represent. I got the Mims on. I'm a big Mims fan, dude. I just love his heart. I love his size, and he's just a good dude. So, like I said, it's all positive vibes for Broncos country for sure. And the only thing we got to worry about is the league needs to actually worry about. We don't need to worry about much right now. We just got to start clicking. The league's got to worry about, like, oh no, if this offense starts clicking, because the defense ain't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. There's just too much talent.
It's been there for a decade.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, man, this is Super Bowl 50 defense 2.0. No fly zone 2.0. We got more talent. I mean, we do. I mean, no lie. If you compare Super Bowl 50 defense and this defense, I feel like this is a more talented, faster defense. That was a group of veterans that won that Super Bowl. This is a bunch of young dogs, hungry dogs, and they get doubted. That's the problem. The media is doubting these guys, and the Broncos are hearing it. That's making us more hungry. You're making us more mad. We got players backing up Bo Nix in their interview because they're hearing these dudes talk about Bo Nix. Like, I like it. They're putting a fire under our ass, and we're 9-2. It's insane. It's gonna be a great year, man.
For sure. One last question before we close it out. The sack record, I believe, is 72 sacks in a season by the 1984 Bears. Are the Broncos going to break that record?
Oh yeah, definitely. The question is, who is it going to be? Is it going to be Zach Allen? Is it going to be Jonathan Cooper? Is it going to be Nick Bonito? Is it going to be McMillan? Who knows?
Dude, McMillan, dude. Player of the game, bro. Player of the game, bro. That boy went off, bro.
I don't know if we can keep this many corners, man. I was telling my brother, like, I feel like it's gonna be like a Shaq Barrett situation where we just had too many linebackers.
Totally. Hey, and another thing is, like, who's RB2, man? Is it McLaughlin or is it Bidet?
I feel like it should have been Bidet. He was on the depth chart as number 2, but then Jaleel just came in out of nowhere. So that was kind of interesting to me.
I'm a big Jaleel fan, man. I think that dude's gonna be a monster. He just needs more opportunities.
Yeah, he's electric when he gets the ball. He's electric. Like you say,
he's a little Mims, dude. He's a running back. He's just like Mims, but he's a running back.
Yeah,
for sure. My highlight of the game was when he sacked Mahomes and he was calling for the flag.
Yeah. Dude.
I was like, look at this guy. He can't.
Hey, when I saw Mahomes make that motion, I thought the flag was coming. I had like deja. I was like, oh my God.
I'm like, oh man, this guy. Anywho, guys, it was great having you guys on. You guys are always welcome to come back. Maybe next time we talk about the Broncos, they're making a huge playoff run. Yeah, man. Again, always great to have you guys on. And until the next one, guys. Peace out.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Always. For sure, man. Always, man. Always. It's always good talking to you, bro.
See you, man.
Yes, sir. All right, go Broncos.
Go Broncos.